Welcome to Hey Fee. Today, I'm going to answer your questions on stimming. Stimming, not stemming. Stimming. Oh, yeah. So, what is stimming? Only people who have been around autism know what's the word stimming. Stimming refers to the self-stimulating behaviors usually involved in repetitive movements, sound, and you know what? Everybody stims in some way. Self-stimulation behavior is just a repetition of muscle movement, sounds, words, even moving objects. So, what causes that? Okay, so the theory out there is that stimming causes a release in beta endorphins in the body, which causes this calming or pleasure, sensation. So, but the movement can be from a negative thing or a positive thing, like emotion that's triggered this burst of stimming. So you'll see a physical reaction in joy, like flapping or jumping or humming or repeating words. Negative stimming. Stimming is not negative, but when they have a bad reaction, they can stim by repeating the same stressful words. So if someone says no, they're like, no, 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 no. And they get caught in that. So most adults with autism or autistic adults, whichever way you prefer to see yourself or relate to autism, most relate to it like breathing. They need to do it. It's this build up like a volcano and they have to release it, but it's like this pleasure explosion. Some describe it as an itch that they just need to scratch. So, does stimming get better with age? I don't know, so I had to research this one because I only have littles. So from what I researched, no, everyone, not everyone on the spectrum, the stimming doesn't go away, especially if they've got developmental issues, which a lot of autistic kids have mental retardation. I don't like that word, but that's a lot of the research use that term. They don't lose the stimming or the intensity of the stimming. Kids that grow up and they're high functioning adults, their stimming is less, or they've learned to move it and control it. So they come home and they do it, or they've learned instead of flapping their arms, they do something else with their hands that's less obvious in the public eye. So one of my other questions was, how can I stop my child from stimming? So my short answer, should I stop my child from stimming, is hell no. Like, you don't want them to stop as long as they're not harming themselves or harming others. Like, I don't understand why you'd want them. If people are saying it's like breathing, would you like if someone was like, can you just stop that breathing thing? It's like kind of annoying. Like, it's like embarrassing in public. No, you wouldn't. Okay, so you don't want your kid to stop as long as they're not harming themselves. You can also use a behavioral therapist and ask them to teach your child different ways in public to do that stimming. Okay, so if you stop and think about it, it's can be a beautiful thing. Like my son flaps and jumps when he's so happy or so excited. So we'll have a friend come over and he'll see them and his face lights up and he suddenly starts flapping and they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. They feel love from him flapping and jumping because they know that that means he's super happy to see them. And I wish a lot of us could do that instead of acting all cool, like, yeah, hey, what's up here? I'm glad you came. Come in here. I'm like, mm-mm. He's showing this excitement through his flapping and jumping, which I think is really cool. So anyway, stopping them from stimming is stopping them from breathing and enjoying. Like, no, you don't want them to stop. And how do you get them to stop? You can't. That's part of them. So if they're doing it at inappropriate times, then ask your behavioural consultant to work on it. So behaviourists can teach them times to stim, release, like show that they'll learn to show you signs that it's about to come, so you can move them into a different room. So sometimes before bed, River's all like repeating words and he's stimming away, and I'll be like, do you want to get your jumps out, buddy? And he'll be like, yes. And so I have now a little trampoline next to his bed, so he gets out of the bed and he jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps. 5 minutes later, he's in bed. Like, he just needed to release something. So we all have this. So stimming is sensation seeking, and it can feel like anxiety or frustration or boredom. So people stim for pleasure, fun, or negativity, like they're just bored. Although stimming is commonly associated with autism, almost everyone stims. So I think stimming, my stim would be boredom. I snack. As soon as I'm bored, I need something to do with my hands. So I just shove food in my face, like, rah, rah, rah. So I think that's my stim. If I had a stim, it was probably that. Like, I'm bored, shove food in my face. Other people go for a jog. Other people like go to the gym. They just need to release it. And when you've released it, you're all fine, right? You feel calmer. You feel better. Like, so just think about stimming that way. If your kid needs to release this, then suddenly just think about yourself and what you need. Lots of people go for a jog when they're frustrated and bored. So I think just see it like that. So there's my Stimming 101. Hope you liked it, and I will see you later. So don't forget to
subscribe.
subscribe.
Subscribe.